So today I'm going to talk about AI voice search and how it impacts your law firm, the truth behind it, and the propaganda behind it. So thank you for joining in today. My name is Awais Haq, and I help law firms make the right marketing and workflow automation decisions. In past few weeks, we have seen Google roll out another update, a very major update where Google search is becoming AI search, right? So I was pretty confused about it because AI doesn't make any money for Google, and it doesn't make sense that they're putting all their eggs in one basket. So I tend to investigate, right? So today I'm going to show you a lot of things that are very, very important for your law firm, and specifically that you guys do not get scammed by a lot of people, very well-known people out there, right? So let's dig into it and see how people are trying to make a big deal out of AIO, GEO, AEO, and now voice search. So let's move to the new screen. So the first thing if you look at the term SEO 2026 on YouTube, you'd find that there are multiple videos like this guy. In fact, this guy is saying complete SEO and AI SEO full course. Okay, this is not for us. And then Href, which is a very popular tool which people use for checking out the errors on their website, researching keywords, researching competitors. So they have uploaded this video probably 2 months ago, and they are advocating that SEO in 2026 is evolved, and here's exactly. So they have made. So if you search the term SEO 2026 on YouTube, you'd find hundreds and hundreds of videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to filter them out with this month. So we have the latest ones, and you'd find this guy in 3 weeks ago. He's telling you master SEO in 2026, Google plus AI search. Well, that's okay. SEO last month, latest Google's. This is just a journalistic approach. Now this guy is making this SEO is over. Google's biggest SEO update changed everything, and Google I/O and get traffic from AI search. And now they're just trying to put this out there. And then if you look at this one, this is another course. This guy, do this to save your pages now, major Google's SEO update. And he's talking about join our exclusive AI mastery group for templates and resources. Okay. and stuff like this, right? In fact, there's one guy that I follow a lot, and he's Neil Patel. He has his own tool as well as marketing company, which is basically Uber Suggest. I think data for SEO is his, probably. I'm not sure about that, but probably, yeah. So if you look at his last videos, you'd find that he's been pretty, he's advocating stuff like 5 signs your AI SEO strategy is not taking off and stuff like this, right? Now, the thing is that, to be very honest, all these people who have created their names have now become CEOs, and they're so disconnected with reality that they don't even understand that the type of content they put out there is just going to make some sales because it's hot. It's something that people are searching for and they want answers for. But within these videos, they never give you the right answer, because the point is, how will you buy something or their service if they tell you the truth? Now, for everybody, specifically for law firms, it's very important to understand, right, that you may get customers from this sort of shady marketing where you basically follow the hype and get rich quick through that, but you cannot sustain customers because the things you're trying to promise don't really exist, right? And if you tell your customers the truth, that's the only way you're gonna stick around, right? Or they are gonna stick around with your services. Same goes for, if you run a law firm and you start off with telling somebody that your case is so easy and you're gonna win this case. I don't think so. That's great because they might sign you up, but if they lose or their case was initially weak and you took it because of money, they're not gonna be your customers. In fact, they're gonna give you negative reviews. They're gonna give you there's going to be a lot of negative word of mouth, and that is why you would actually lose customers rather than gain more customers, right? To debunk all this, I'm not saying that AI search, whether it's voice search or just chat, is not a thing. I'm just saying that these things are basically fundamentally the same SEO principles, which were essentially white hat tactics. White hat tactics means that it was content based, the good content, the way you would write content with authority, and then people would share it, like it, and obviously Google would get the right signals to put your website in the first three search results. Now, the things have changed, and how they've changed is that Google is now trying to put AI on top of everything. But AI itself would want to get results from sites which have original content, because if you are writing content that is recycled, if you're basically writing content which is kind of not really made for humans, and humans are asking questions, then your content's not going to rank. And the biggest evidence for this is Google's own guide, right? So let's go into this. So it's basically developers.google.com, and you can actually go there, read this. This is very important, so you don't waste money. So if you go here, you'd find that for Gen AI fundamentals, optimizing for generative AI, right? If you look at this, they're going to talk about certain things. They tell you that is SEO still relevant for generative AI search? And you'd basically find out that in short, they say yes, it is relevant. Why? Because it says our generative AI features on Google search are rooted in our core search ranking and quality systems. Obviously, now that we have reached a stage where we understand that these LLMs do not think of their own, they just cite sources, or they basically index a lot of information, gather a lot of information, get trained on that, and they give you the answer, sometimes right, sometimes wrong, depending on the type of information they're getting, right? So it says that you could read this. This is a technique, RAG and query fan out. This is a technique a lot of people use, and that's basically just the way these systems are designed. But it says apply foundational SEO best practices to generative AI search. This is the most important thing. Now, see what they're writing, right? Create valuable non-commodity content for your audience. It was true back in the day when search engines started in early 2000s, and it was still true a year ago, 5 years ago, before AI, before different gray hat tactics which people used to apply, right? Now, providing a unique point of view. How would you provide a unique point of view that AI systems would take a look at variety of sources and then check out the point of view that stands out, right? So obviously, if you're just copy pasting your competitors' blogs, or you're just changing some keywords and trying to rank somebody else's work, or you're just copy pasting it from AI, which is taking work from other sources, whether it's right or wrong, obviously you're going to get scrutinized, right? And you're not going to get ranked on places where you need to be, whether it's AI chat search or voice search. And then says non-commodity, helpful, reliable, and people first. So this is important, and this has always been the same. This has always been the same. Previously, the only difference was that when you create subpar, low quality content, Google would rank it, people would come on your website, and then they would just bounce off, and Google would learn that basically the site is low value because there's no engagement. And they would check your engagement and then decide whether this site is worth ranking up or down. And your ranking doesn't always stay on 99 or 100. Google tests it out. Like sometimes they would show you up your result in first 3, and if more people are clicking and staying on the page, it gives Google a positive signal that this content is valuable and it is helpful, right? Organizing content in a way people that helps your readers. Now, a lot of tactics where they were saying just write the blogs in terms of question and answers, right? And a lot of people did that, to be very honest, when they learned, okay, this is how answer engine optimization works. So they started putting question and answer, question and answer, question and answer. But remember that people, real humans, they don't consume question and answer content, right? What they consume is, if you get a book, right? And in that book, there are only question and answer, you'd get pretty bored, right? A narrative style writing that is closer to how humans read and learn, That basically works, and humans are accustomed to that. They would stay engaged with a page which is relevant, highly, written in an easy way or in an easy form where people could understand, and then they stay engaged. And this is a normal sort of writing that you see everywhere. It's going to rank well because obviously it is people first rather than the AI chatbots or crawlers first, right? So we need to understand this. This has always been there. Add high quality images and video. I mean, this is the same thing, right? And then it says focus on what your users want and avoid overdoing it. So spammy content, writing stuff on the same topic again and again, creating listicles, and then doing like over abusing listicles, right? Impartial ones, really bad ones, trying to put down your competitors, trying to rank you up yourself without a reasonable case study. It doesn't make sense, and this is basically a spammy content. Google doesn't like, even Google, which is trying to pull it from your website and then showing it in some search. Obviously, in the search, AI search won't like it, right? Then if you are, and this is the most important point that you need to focus, if you're using generative AI tools to assist content creation, be sure your work meets the standards of Search Essential and our spam policies, which is all of these above. Now, you just can't use Claude Code because some guy on YouTube is selling a course to you, telling you that, oh, enroll in my course, and I have this formula where you can just attach Claude to an MCP server on your website, and then Claude will do everything for you. It's not going to work. And if you check the reviews of these courses and the prompts people are selling, and then if you check the way this just destroys your website, you would be surprised that this is a very, very dangerous path, right? Now, maintain a clear technical structure, which means you should have some meet technical requirements like eligible to show in generative AI features. A page must be indexed, eligible to show on Google search with a snippet, fulfilling search technical requirements. It's the same thing. You have to make your website fast. You have to make it error-free. You have to write good content, not thin content, right? You have to ensure there are no 404 errors or any sort of, bounces from your website, right? Follow crawling best practices to maximize your site's visibility in generative AI search. Ensure your content is crawlable, as Google generative AI model use publicly accessible crawlable content to learn patterns and provide relevant grounded responses, even if that matters to you, right? So then up till now, there's nothing new that Google is telling us. It has been the same thing that we've been told again and again. And the only time Google was clamping down stuff was when people were spamming. They were using links were not relevant. They're buying off links from the black market. And that's when Google would just, hammer them down, and they would get pretty angry and start making videos that SEO is dead. SEO is dead since 2002. Honestly, if you check YouTube history, you'll find out. Then when it comes to semantic HTML, focus on human readability. Don't worry about the perfect code. Now, they can understand stuff, how you've written, but it's still important, but not as important. If you're using JavaScript, be sure to follow JavaScript best SEO, which means your content, the scripts should not block crawlers, the bots. It should help them understand what's on the page, and that's through schemas and other stuff. It's a great thing, right? Provide a good page experience. Now, this is very important. That's what I'm talking about. If a person comes on your site and slow, it loads like in 12 seconds. And then when he does actually land and the website loads and he sees that it's just spammy. There are thousands of links inside. It's hard to read. The content is placed everywhere. The pictures are of poor quality. The design of your website is so old that it looks like somebody took it out from a trash can back in 80s. People are not going to stay on your website. And if they don't stay, Google will not like it, because the way these companies make money is to keep people within their platform. They don't want them to search or go to another search engine or maybe another video platform. They want people to stay, right? So that's the point. Reduce duplicate content, right? So making thousands of lists everywhere on Reddit, on LinkedIn, spamming, doing parasitic or parasite SEO, which a lot of people call it, uh, asking people to create UGC content which is not relevant for you. So it should be a natural content. It takes time to do that, and that's the point of it, right? And that's the beauty of it. So there are certain things that I want to show you. And before I go here, I'm going to, in fact, let's read it, and then I'll tell you exactly why these big companies use hype to get your money. And people who are telling you the truth, they would always be left behind, because when you go hop on a call with them, they're telling you, oh, these guys are lying because, they don't know anything. They don't have any experience. Well, people who really want to help you would always tell you what they can do for you and what's not possible for you, right? So let's read out about myth busting, and this is one of those things which a lot of people still believe because they haven't actually read Google's own guides, right? So it says llms.txt files and other special markup. You don't need to create new machine readable files. AI.txt markup or markdown files appear in Google AI search. And that is so true, because companies would actually try to sell you this optimization. You might have got a lot of emails that, have you got your llms.txt applied on your website? And you'd say, oh, what's that? And then they would tell you that you won't appear on search, AI search, if that isn't there. And then they would ask you like huge amount of money to pay them just to put this information. Well, which Google states that it is misleading and it's a myth, right? Now, to give you the perspective of this and why I sometimes feel like that these companies, whom I do respect for their work, honestly, but I don't respect their tactics to get customers, right? So if you say, is llms.txt essential for my site, right? So you would actually find the first link from href, and I'm going to open this. I'm also going to search engine land, and then obviously this is SEMrush, another big boy in the market, right? And then obviously I would want Neil Patel as well, because he makes tons of stuff on this. And then let's open this up as well. So according to href, it's a market giant, it just it's just updated its blog on 20th March 2026, and they're telling you that llm.s.txt is proposed standard for helping LLM access interpret search content from the site. Wow. Now, Google, who is trying to bring your site on the search result, is saying in the same time that llms.txt is a myth, but world's greatest, the biggest SEO site is telling you that no, it is the most important thing, right? And it's funny. It's insane how they want you to get scared of SEO, and they charge you thousands of dollars justifying that that agency which is not applying this is wrong, right? Imagine, right? Imagine. Now this one, search engine land, is a very, very popular one as well. And they have given a sort of, data-backed stuff. And while I haven't actually gone through this article, but seems like that they have written the right thing, that no major LLM provider officially committed to LLM, TXT, Anthropic, not Google.meta. So they're at least telling you the truth, which is a great thing, right? Now go to SEMrush. Everybody knows it. What is llm.txt? And then they give you the whole thing. What is it trying to solve, right? And then how are llm.txt files structured? And they've given you the whole schema for this. And then they've given you standards, and they're telling you that this is what the developer docs are for this, and should you do it or not. I honestly, I feel like that this is a joke, They would tell you how to create it. I mean, why would you do this? Your consumers, you have open Google resources there. It's telling you it's a myth, and but still you want to do this because why not? You got to ask them people to buy the subscription, right? So why not? Similarly, Neil Patel, the Uber Suggest one, this guy says that llm.txt files help provide some guidance on AI such as GPT bot, Claude bot, Google extended to use. Why? Major LLM providers are rapidly adopting llms.txt. Cheers to that, right? So this is why I honestly feel like that the search basically isn't destroyed by Google or AI or ChatGPT or Claude. It's destroyed by, the vested interest of these big names because you want to book consulting because if you don't have LLMs or TXT and you're not aware of Google's own guide, you would jump on this bandwagon, right? And you'd realize that they're going to do some magic, right? Where they're just going to create a useless file that has no meaning within your system or your website, and they would just tell you that, oh, give us like $2,500 because you've done it, right? It's amazing. Then you'll find their videos, right? They say, okay, write stuff in small chunks. Make sure that when you're writing stuff for people or crawlers, that's their goal is. So it should be a question or a small chunk where they can retrieve information from. And that's what Google has said, that there's no requirement to break your content into tiny pieces for AI to better understand this. And that's the point, right? It's crazy that people have been doing this, right? Rewriting content just for AI systems. AI systems don't want to read their content for themselves. AI systems draws content from your organic, natural human writing, then seeking inauthentic mentions. And that's a lot of parasitic SEO that people have done. They have gone spammed, Reddit, they've spammed LinkedIn, they've spammed X, just trying to mention themselves and their brand, their law firm specifically, and that doesn't work. It's spammy, and these systems know this. So stop trying to do this, right? This is insane. And then over focused on structured data. Well, it's a good thing. There are important stuff like you have to have a FAQ stuff. You should have, if there's a video, obviously you need to tell them it's podcast based. All right. The services, local services, if it's not local, it's not local business, and it's just a organization, stuff like this. Obviously, you need to have a structured data, and that's fine because there are different tools. Like Yoast SEO does it for you on WordPress. If it's a custom built website, developers do it. But the point is that the thing is, you don't have to over stress. The only stress you need to put in your content is your authenticity, right? You yourself, your authority, right? Whether you're a trustworthy person or not, if you have some kind of depth in the subject, right? And that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you're posting 10,000 blogs, copy pasting from everywhere. What your competitors are writing, you just copy paste that. Don't do that. Just be original. That's what Google wants and AI search wants, right? So that's the thing. Now, this is basically the whole thing that I basically told you about. And if you honestly go through this, you can read this on your own. You can take out the whole link from there, right? But my complete understanding is from the article itself that SEO as a whole is just the same. It's now putting more emphasis on writing authentic, original content rather than just doing all sort of black hat, gray hat, parasitic SEO techniques, which a lot of companies do. And when, Google puts its foot down, their website traffic drops and they start crying about how SEO is dead and it's age of AI search. And now they want you to get their subscription, their services, consultations, so that you pay them a lot of money, which basically for something your previous agency was already doing, right? That's the goal of it. So I hope you like this video and you understand that why truth is the most important thing. So if you have any questions, do let me know and comment below if you have something good or bad. If you like this video, share, that would be really helpful. If you don't like this video, at least give a dislike, because I want to know why my content is not converting and converting. So that would be great help for a small creator like me. So thank you so much for joining. Have a nice day.